everybody. I'm Amanda Keller, and I'm with the County Manager's Office in Johnson County Government. And here we are entering the dog days of summer. So we thought, why not talk about pools and what the county does? A lot of people don't realize that the county actually does pool inspections for a lot of the pools here in Johnson County. So today with me is Steve Vogelsang, and he's with the Department of Health and Environment, and he's a specialist, a health specialist. And so Steve is going to kind of walk us through what he does when he inspects a pool and what he's looking for. But first I wanted to talk a little bit to Steve and find out, so what pools does the county actually inspect versus somebody else?
Okay, the county Health and Environment inspects all the pools in rural Johnson County and also the pools in many of the other cities that have signed on to the Environmental Sanitary Code. The exceptions would be Overland Park, Gardner, and DeSoto for the most part. Mission Hills, we do not inspect any pools in those cities.
Okay.
So the pools that we will inspect will be like here at the Mission Family Aquatic Center, and I thank the City of Mission for allowing us to film here today. But we inspect all of the municipal pools except Overland Park and DeSoto and Gardner. But we do also homeowners association pools, apartment pools, health clubs. So we have a big number of pools. It's getting up around 600 pools that we have to inspect between Memorial Day and Labor Day.
Wow. So, but you do some pool inspections all year round?
Yes. Some of the indoor pools we have access to, obviously, all year round. And that basically pares down our list to health clubs and hotel pools.
Okay. All right. So, you're inspecting about how many pools every day during that window of time?
We need to get at least 5 inspections done a day to fit into that window between Memorial Day and Labor Day. And that includes just the routine inspections that we do. So if we get called out for a complaint or we have other extra follow-up inspections that we need to do, that adds to the number that we have to get done between that time.
Okay. And I do want to mention that if anybody's watching us today on Facebook and you have a question about pool inspections, we certainly welcome you to type in your question into the comments, and Brandon, who's operating our phone, will let us know that you asked a question. So now I'd like to just kind of go through and have you show us what an inspection looks like and what kinds of things you look for.
Sure. I have a checklist that we run through for all of the pool inspections. It covers not only just the pool, but it covers the bathhouse facilities that are at the pool, so the bathrooms and all the things that are in there. It covers the equipment room, which houses all of the filters and chlorinators and things to make the pool clear and safe. We look for all of the safety equipment, how many guards are out when we're at a city pool. So there's a good number of things to check off here. And an average inspection usually takes between 30 and 45 minutes.
Awesome. So what is the first thing that you look for?
Well, the first thing that I usually look for when I come into the pool is I'll go straight to check the water. If there's any adjustments that need to be made to the water or pH or chlorine content, it gives the operator at a pool like this an opportunity to make those adjustments while I'm doing the rest of the inspection, and then it's corrected and I can leave and everything's good.
Okay. So what do you do? I know you test for a couple of things. Can you show us how you do the test for the pH?
Sure. I can actually do both here. We do test for free chlorine and pH. Starts off obviously with a water sample, and we're supposed to get the water sample from about 18 inches under the water, so it's about elbow deep.
How's the water feel?
I might have to fall in. So We get the water sample, pull out our test tubes. Each test tube gets 10 milliliters of water in it.
And you're testing for both pH and for chlorine?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now we've got the water in the tube. We put a tablet in one for chlorine and another tablet in one for pH. And then we'll stir those up here in a minute. You can already see this is starting to turn pink, indicating that there is chlorine in the pool. We always like to make sure our test vials are clean before we put them into the photometer here, so that the light passes through the glass vial so that we get a correct reading. We have to calibrate the photometer to each pool that we test. So the first vial is always a clear vial, and we push the calibration button and it comes up zeros, then we know we're good. And then we had wind blow over our test tubes. So we'll try again.
And I think you indicated to me before we began that there's going to be some changes happening where the pools will actually soon be required to test for additional things in the water?
We are looking into the possibility of updating our swimming pool code. The code that we are currently using is from 1994. So there's been a great many advancements in pool technology since then. We are looking at adopting the Model Aquatic Health Code that's published by the Centers for Disease Control. And that will be a much more comprehensive code than we have now. And it'll be up to date with the latest scientific technology and construction technology and things like that.
Sounds like a positive change.
Yeah, it very, very much will be. As that code phases in, then it will make it much easier to maintain the pools in a clear, nice atmosphere that everybody will enjoy swimming.
That's what we want.
So as you can see, the vial turned pink. So we're looking for at least 1 to 3 parts per million chlorine. And all we have to do is tap the chlorine switch. And we have 1.2 parts per million, which is right where we need it to be. And then we'll stir up the pH vial. And we're looking for 7.2 to 7.8 on the pH scale, which is nearly neutral, so that it doesn't irritate your skin or eyes when you're swimming in it. Change the meter to pH, and we have 7.72.
So that one's good to go also.
And that one's good to go also.
So what happens if you inspect a facility that isn't within the right range on one of those levels?
Most of the time, we will be able to get a hold of the pool operator, especially at a facility such as this, where the pool operator's on hand at all times. We will contact them and have them start making adjustments to the pool. If the chlorine's too low, then they can turn up the chlorinator in the pump room, and it'll increase the chlorine gradually. Usually only takes about 30 minutes or so for the chlorine to come up to a level that we can allow the pool to stay open. pH is a little bit different, but with an automated system like is on this pool, again, 30 minutes or so, and the pool is up and ready to go. So it doesn't take much time at all.
Okay, so besides testing the water, what other things are you looking for that are on your checklist?
Okay, much of the stuff that we do is for pool safety. So we're looking for things like handrails that are loose. These are in there pretty good, so they're not going to come out. There's two types of skimming systems that pull water off the surface of the pool. One's called the skimmer, which is like this one here. And we can open this up, and there's a door here that flaps up and down that's called a weir. And that helps pull water in off the surface so that it gets into the skimmer. Once it's past the weir, any debris like leaves or grass or whatever might be floating on top of the pool gets in here and gets stuck so that it can be pulled out of the skimmer basket very easily. The other type of surface skimming device is a perimeter gutter. And on the big pool on the other end of the complex here, they do have a perimeter gutter. It's a very efficient means of skimming the surface off, debris off the pool, and it runs to a huge, what we call a surge tank, that is actually underneath the concrete here, in between the slide and the pool equipment room. So that surge tank is about 2,200 gallons of it. So it's really big. But it has to be big, because when you get a bunch of people jump in that pool, it raises the level of the pool, it all goes out to the gutter, and it goes right to the surge tank. So, but that's where they put in the chemicals to balance the pool for that type of system.
Okay. We got a question about what can people do, since we only have the ability to check, to inspect pools once a year. What can people do to make sure that their pool's safe before going?
Like anything else, if you see something unusual, you need to call us. And you can reach us through our main number, 913-715-6900, and whoever answers the phone will get you in touch with me or one of the other inspectors.
What's the real benefit here for the public when it comes to pool inspections? What's the outcome that we want?
Well, the outcome that we want, obviously, is that everyone in the county that uses the pool has the opportunity to use a clean, safe pool. And that's why our inspection does not just test the water and run out the door. We look at all of the equipment in the pump room so that we know the pumps, the filters, the chlorinators, any of the pH control mechanisms in there are all functioning properly.
And is there any guidance that you would give to parents, since we're over here in like the kiddie area, that they should keep in mind when they're bringing their child to a pool?
Parents should be supervising their children. The swimming pool is not a place to drop off your child. It's not a babysitting facility. There are signs on all the pools in the county that we cover that clearly state in 4-inch lettering that children must be attended by an adult. And that's not only for the child's safety, but if something happens to an unattended child, it could be for somebody else's safety that tries to rescue.
What about if a child has been sick?
If a child or anyone has been sick with diarrhea, they should avoid swimming in the pool for at least 2 weeks after their symptoms have ceased. So it's a very big risk if you have diarrhea and you get in the pool that you could infect the pool with whatever organism is inside your body. And most notably, and some people may remember 2012 when we had to close a bunch of pools because of cryptosporidium. It's a parasite. It hangs on a long time once you are infected with it, but it's a naturally occurring parasite. You could pick it up at the lake and bring it to your pool, and that's usually what happens. But to treat that, we have to close the pool for at least 24 hours.
Yeah, certainly remember that well. Well, if you have any other questions, please put them here in the comments. We'll keep monitoring that even after we end this live broadcast, and make sure we get back to you. And you can find out more information at jocogov.org. Brandon, were there any more questions?
No, that was the only one.
Okay. And I just want to say thank you to Steve. Again, thank you to the City of Mission and this facility for letting us be here at the Mission Family Aquatic Center. And we just wish everybody a safe and fun summer at the community pools. And one more time with the phone number in case you do have any concerns about a pool.
913-715-6900.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Have a